Hello, thank you for coming tonight. Just recently graduated from university. My question is about how do we get youth involved in our side of the argument? Because there's a lot of talk on universities for the other side of the aisle, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
Well, it's such a great question, and first you could sign up for the College Republicans. There's the president of the New Hampshire College Republicans right there. And as I say to young people all the time, if you have to stand on a college campus and defend Republican beliefs, you are much better prepared for life than if you're going with the flow with Democrats, honestly, because you actually have to make an argument and listen to the other side. First, I would encourage you, as you probably already do, since you asked the question, to talk to people your age. But of course, every problem we're talking about here rests most heavily on your shoulders. It does. You know, whether it's unfunded liabilities or entitlement reforms that won't make it, or a government that's completely inept as compared to the life you live in your smart device, or your student debt, or the national debt and deficit. Every single one of these problems that stem from this out-of-control government rests more heavily with your contemporaries than with most of the people in this room. And so I think it starts with a conversation like that. One of the conversation starters that I find works is students are understandably very concerned about student debt. So when I'm with young people, I say, do you know that the national government nationalized the student loan industry? Did you know that there used to be a competitive student loan industry where banks actually had to compete for your business? And you know how competition works, right? Prices go down, you have more choices. Did you know the federal government just nationalized basically that whole system? That the national government decides what the interest rate should be? That the interest rates that they're charging you on your loan are maybe 4 times the rate that the federal government pays on its own debt? Does that strike you as fair? No, it doesn't strike you as fair. And then you might reference what people experience every day with technology. Technology is probably the most hyper-competitive industry in the world. And as a result, what happens? You get better prices, higher quality, and more value year after year after year. So maybe we ought to inject a little more competition back into the student loan industry. It's just a way of starting a conversation that most young people don't know. So imagine the cynicism. Imagine the cynicism when we have national political figures, Hillary Clinton among them, President Obama as well, who say to young people, wow, student loan debt is a real problem. And we, the government, have taken it over totally, and we decide what the interest rates are, and we're going to talk to you about forgiving you all your debt. Does that strike you as cynical? Unbelievably cynical.